Have you ever wondered about the Omaze multi-million pound house giveaways? What are the houses actually like? Where are they exactly? Do they even exist? And what about the latest £3 million house giveaway in Cornwall? Hey guys, hope you're all good. Bit of a different video today because I am donning my detective hat to find the latest multi-million pound Omaze Cornwall house giveaway. Now, before we start this video, let me just get two things out of the way. Number one, this is not an advertisement for Omaze. I don't work with them in any way. This is purely out of my interest in this whole competition thing. And number two, I don't think Omaze is in any way a scam. I generally think they do give away these houses. I'm just really interested in how it all works. So I am here at the beautiful, or not so beautiful, quite drizzly today actually, Porthcothan Bay, to find out more about this house, how it works, does it exist, and is it really where they say it is. Now, if you've not heard of Omaze before, I'd be quite surprised because according to their CEO in a recent podcast, they spend around £1.5 million on advertising every single month, which is absolutely insane. And that includes social media, TV, radio, tabloids, etc. But if you haven't, they're basically a giveaway company, a prize giveaway company that give away these really expensive houses on a 2-3 monthly basis. Some of these houses are valued in the millions. You basically enter the monthly prize draw with a number of entries. It starts, I think, from £5 up to £50, and they randomly draw the winner at the end of the prize, and they win the house along with £250,000 cash for settling in, which, let's face it, you're going to need if you win a £3 million house. But I've always wondered, how does this work? Do they buy these houses first and then give them away? Do they even own these houses? Where do they get these houses from? How does the whole thing work? So today we're going to do a little bit of an investigation into this and find out a bit more. Now, one thing that's really interesting about Omaze and these houses is on the website where they do the draw, they don't give you any information really about where the house is other than its rough location. They don't give you the address, they don't tell you who previously owned it, what year it was built. They don't give you any information at all. So I have managed to find this house using Google Maps and Street View, and I've done a bit of digging. So let's get into that now, and then we'll go up and see if we can find this house in Porthcothan Bay. Okay, so the house is actually called Lawn Rock House, designed on a tight plot to look like a pair of binoculars, and is built on an unnamed private road in Porthcothan off the B3276, overlooking the southwest coast path. It's fairly easy to find on Google Maps due to its shape and the useful Google Street View of the southwest coast path. So the house was actually built back in 2014 by Airup and designed by Lacey and Saltykov Architects. This was to replace a traditional house that was already on the plot, and it was built as a holiday home for a high net worth individual. And this explains why, if you look back through the photos on Street View or Google Images, the curtains are normally always closed on the house from the southwest coast path view because there's simply no one there. Unfortunately, we don't know the original build cost of the house because it's been kept confidential, and there's nothing on the land registry as the house technically didn't sell. They bought the previous house to knock it down and build this new one. So 10 years after being built, in February 2024, the house was listed with John Bray Estates in Wadebridge, Cornwall for around £5 million. We're not sure why the owners chose to sell. This could have been through bereavement, or it could have just been they wanted to get rid of the house and get some cash back in the bank. We really don't know. It's totally speculation. Then in March 2024, the Daily Mail picked up the house sale because of its value and location. £5 million house selling in Cornwall is quite an event. And it was then picked up by Cornwall Live in August, again due to the price that the house was selling for. So nothing much seemed to have happened until the 7th of March 2025, when JB Estates reduced the price of the house to £3.5 million. And we think that that also included the furnishings that were in the house, and you can see the original furnishings from the listings with JB Estates here. So what we then think happened is that Omaze picked up the house for roughly £3 million, not including the furnishings, and exchanged on the 26th of May. Since then, Omaze have refurnished the house, and they have their own interior designer which does this. Reportedly, they spent £150,000 on the furnishings. They've obviously then filmed their content, for the prize draw for this house, and the draw went live on the 17th of July 2025. Again, you can see the difference in the furnishings on these photos from the original listing with JB Estates versus the Omaze photos. I kind of prefer some of the old furniture, like the office for example. The Omaze version as well, I think it looks a bit cheap. So there you go, Omaze do own the house. Right now we believe it's empty. I seriously question the value of this house in the longer term market, and it will be very difficult to sell. It took the original owners 14 months to sell it the first time, and they could have just got lucky with the Omaze deal. I think actually selling this to an individual would be incredibly difficult. So be prepared, if you win this house, for it to be very, very difficult to sell. So this house is up a very long private drive I have just found, right next to Porthcothan Bay, and obviously I found this looking on the street view. Big up Google. It seems very exclusive, lots of sort of nice houses up here, completely private road. So let's go up to the other side of the house, the back side of the house, or the front side of the house, and see what we can find, and then we'll pop round the other side on the southwest coast path and get a better view. It's definitely down this road, so yeah, let's go for it. So here we are, the house is behind me here. There's quite a bit of security, quite a few sensors in the property I can see. It looks like it might be empty at the minute as well. I suspect, or I'm wondering, if this was some kind of holiday let and now it's been sold to be this Omaze house. To find out totally and see if all the furniture's in there and everything else, we will need to go round to the other side of the property, to the southwest coast path. But so far, it does look like it's ready to be moved into. And it also looks like they've spent some time putting some security in to stop people maybe looking around the house. I don't know. We get a lot more attention from the security very soon, so keep watching. It turns out they aren't too keen on you filming up here or looking into the house. Time to head up the southwest coast path now, which runs along the back of the house with stunning views onto Porthcothan Bay, although not so private, with hundreds of people walking past looking into your house every day. Okay, so I am now on the southwest coast path, which coincidentally goes around the back of this house as well, and from the back we should be able to get a much better view of what's going on in the house. But it's absolutely beautiful up here. I mean, imagine living up here with this amazing view of Porthcothan Bay. Absolutely stunning. Southwest coast path runs right through Cornwall. It's a really good trek and there's some amazing walks you can do on it. But yeah, this should give us a bit of a better view of this house. So let's have a look. Beautiful views up here indeed, and much better I'm sure on a sunny clear day. And here's the house, but sadly all the curtains are closed. You can just about see the Omaze table in the lounge, however. Okay, so behind me here is the Omaze £3 million Porthcothan Bay house. I'm not the only person that seems to know about this. Lots of the walkers up and down the southwest coast path have mentioned it, and they've gone to quite a lot of lengths to hide what's inside. All the curtains are closed. There are some security devices around as well, motion sensors outside to obviously pick up if anyone goes in there and has a look. It's a very top secret. You can see here, this is where they filmed the outside scenes with the table. Curtains are closed, little security device over there. You can kind of just about see through the top window there, and I think there is some furniture in this house, so I think it's probably still furnished as per the video. Little fire burner there. But what they don't tell you is just how close it is to the other houses. It's right next to two houses there, so not as private as it could be. So I'm just sat by the gate to the house now. A couple of neighbours were just looking out the window at me, and I think people are obviously aware of what this house is and where it is. I don't know why there's so much security around it. But yes guys, I have managed to find the £3 million Omaze house behind me here. Really easy to find. As I said, a bit of like security going on, a few neighbours looking around at what's going on here, just checking that I'm not going to go in there. Which I might, but I might not. And like I said, it does seem to be ready to go. I thought that there'd be someone living here, or they'd rented it out or whatever. And obviously they'll be giving that away. I think August the 28th is the date that the prize is being drawn. But interestingly, the photos on their website They're quite cropped and zoomed in. It doesn't show you the other houses around it. It is quite close to two other houses. It's not quite as private as it seems. I am surprised that it's worth £3 million, and purely that's down to the location. I think if you move the house somewhere else, it wouldn't be worth anywhere near that. But still, a beautiful house to win if you enter. The Cornish rain is coming in. That was even more weird. So as I was sat down filming outside, there was someone walking around checking the gate and everything. So they're definitely on it in there. They must have like private security or something, and they're really obviously not wanting anyone to go in there and film anything or kind of give it away too much. I don't know why there's so much secrecy around the location of this house. Yeah, there's cameras, there's motion sensors, there's some private security guard walking around. It's really odd. But anyway, we'll head down to Porthcothan beach and wrap this video up. Well guys, that was interesting. I think I've come away with more questions than answers, I would say. Although we know the house exists, they do give them away. I'm not disputing any of that. But there's a lot of secrecy around this house up there. There's a lot of security and they don't really want people to go there. Bit hard to explain, but there's kind of a really weird vibe around that house. Like you just feel like you're being watched if you go anywhere near it. Good luck to you if you're entering the prize draw. I might enter myself, who knows. And as always, we'll see you in the next video.